Alright, this is the study guide for Unit 4A test. What is the classification of the angle shown? This angle is bigger than 90 degrees, so it is obtuse. Number 2, what is the value of x? Show your work. 10x and 60 form a straight line, so that means that they are supplementary. So when I add them together, I will set it equal to 180, and then I'll solve. 10x plus 160 equals 180. Subtract 160 from both sides. That gives you 10x equals 20. Divide by 10 on both sides, and x equals 2. Alright, the next one, number 3. What is the value of x? Show your work. So x and x plus 30 are complementary. That means if you add them together, they will equal 90 degrees. So x plus 30 equals 90. Before you can solve, before you can do any inverse operation, you have to combine like terms first. X plus x is 2x. Bring everything else down. I'm going to subtract 30 from both sides. That gives me 2x equals 60. Divide by 2 on both sides, and x equals 30. Number 4, angle 1 and angle 2 are supplementary. That means when you add them together, they equal 180 degrees. If the measure of angle 49, if the measure of angle 1 is 49, what is the measure of angle 2? So 49 plus the measure of angle 2 equals 180. 180 minus 49 is 131. The measure of angle 2 is 131 degrees. Alright, which pair of angles are congruent? So that is going to be this angle YAU and its vertical angle XAW. Those are congruent because they are vertical. Number 6, what is the value of G in the triangle? With every single triangle, you add the 3 angles together, they will equal 180 degrees. So 38 plus this right angle, which is 90, plus G equals 180. Again, you have to combine like terms first. 90 plus 38 is 128. Bring everything else down. Subtract 180 minus 128, and you will get that G is 52 degrees. Classify the following triangle by its angles and its sides. So this little tally means that 2 sides are congruent, 2 sides are equal, so that is isosceles. And this angle is bigger than 90 degrees, so it is obtuse. You have to classify by the angle and by the side. Number 8, 2 angles are complementary, which means when you add them together, they equal 90 degrees. The first angle is 73. What is the measure of the second angle? So 73 plus x equals 90. I'm going to subtract 90 minus 73, and the second angle is 17 degrees. Number 2, what would be the cross section from a horizontal slice of the following solid? So this is a pyramid. The base is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is a pentagonal pyramid. When you are doing cross sections, if you cut something horizontally, then your shape will be whatever the base is. So for this image, the base of a pentagonal pyramid is a pentagon. So if you cut this horizontally, you're going to be left with a pentagon. Number 10, what would be the cross section of a vertical slice of the following figure? This is a cone. So if you cut this vertically, you're going to be left with a triangle. For problems 11 through 13, can the following side measures form a triangle? So the triangle inequality theorem says that the sum of the two smaller angles has to be bigger than the largest side. So the sum of the two smaller sides, angles. The sum of the two smaller sides has to be bigger than the largest side. So the first thing I'm going to do is underline my biggest side. That way I know my goal is to add up to be bigger than 25. So I'm adding 17 plus 18, which is 35. 35 is bigger than 25, so yes, those three sides can form a triangle. Number 12, my biggest side is 50, so I'm going to add 19 plus 20, which is 39. 39 is not bigger than 50, so those three sides cannot form a triangle. For 13, all three sides are the same, so obviously that's going to be a triangle because you're just doubling 40 plus 40 is 80, which has to be bigger than 40. That is a triangle, and it's actually a equilateral triangle because all the sides are the same. For problems 14 through 16, can the following angle measures form a triangle? So when you're trying to see from the angles if they can form a triangle, you're going to add all three of them together and see if they equal 180. It can't be more, it can't be less. It has to be right on 180. So I have 35 plus 65, which is 100, and 100 plus 80 is 180. That can be a triangle. Number 15, 100 plus 20 is 120, plus 45 is 165. That is not a triangle. For number 16, 60 plus 60 is 120, plus 60 is 180, so that is a triangle. Define the following terms. An isosceles triangle has two equal sides. Complementary angles add to equal 90 degrees. And I'm going to give you an example, show a little example for each one. Congruent angles, or congruent in general, means equal. Same size, same shape, same value. Vertical angles are congruent. Vertical angles are angles that are across from each other. So these two angles, because they're across from each other and they're vertical, they would be congruent. Cross section is the 2D shape you get when you cut a 3D shape with a plane. An obtuse angle is an angle whose value is greater than 90 degrees. Supplementary angles add to equal 180. If they are adjacent, right beside each other, then they will form a straight line. And then a right angle equals 90 degrees.